Dear students, I hope you all will be fine. I'm here, Mohammad Jamal Khan, lecturer in botany, University of Education, Lahore. Today, this is lecture number 9. In this lecture, we will study a plant family that is related to one of the core subject of botany, that is plant systematic anatomy and development. The course code of this subject is BOTN 1112 and the family name is Euphorbiaceae. We discuss descriptive, morphological and morphological characters of a family that is Euphorbiaceae. So here we go. So here we have the vegetative character of Euphorbiaceae family. So first of all, we discuss about the distribution of this family. So it's found throughout the world. It's mean this family is cosmopolitan, present throughout the world. So it means this family have a very diverse in nature because different ecological zones exist in this world, and those ecological zones have different external factors. So it means if this family belongs everywhere in the world, then the members of this family have diversified in their physiological or in their anatomical structures. So next we have the habit. First of all, most of the members of this family are herbaceous in nature. So it's mean these are green small sized plant, and these herbs are majorly might be annual or might be a perennial. It's mean those herbs that are that live only for single season, we called it as annual herbs. And if these plants live for two growing seasons, then we call it as perennial plants or perennial herbs. If the members of Euphorbiaceae family consist of shrub, then one say that these are the green plants whose main stem cannot be distinguished from its branches. So such type of plant we refer as shrubs. So in shrubs we have two diversified forms. One are the shrubby plants and other ones are the cactus like plants. So it means this character shows the resemblance of these plants to the xerophytic plants. The next habit of this family is tree. It means these are the green woody plant with a distinct straight stem of more than 6 feet. So such type of plant we call it as tree. So it possesses small trees and it possesses large trees. So large trees have more than height 60 to 100 feet and their diameter near about to 12 feet in height. Some of its members of your Euphorbiaceae, like Tragia species, they are tropical climbers in nature. The unique feature of this family is that the number of members of Euphorbiaceae possesses a specific type of structure or organ that produce latex. So such type of the organs that possessed by the members of this family is lentiferous vessels. Next we discuss another vegetative part of Euphorbiaceae family, that is root. The root of plants of this family majorly derived from radicle of the seed. So here I indicate you a taproot. This one is the taproot. This one is the taproot. This one. So this is long and slender taproot with branches. In some cases, the taproot is itself in the form of tuberous root, and this tuberous root is just due to the accumulation of starch in the root. So it means that a reserve food material, when stored in a root, or that root swell up, such type of root is called as tuberous taproot or tuberous root. Next we have the stem. In Euphorbiaceae family, mostly stem is woody and erect, and in some cases herbaceous nature is also found. In some species of Euphorbiaceae, the stem is itself in the form of phylloclades, and this is due to the reduction of scales. So actually, in dry plants, to prevent transpiration, their stem become flattened, green and leaf-like. So they perform the function of leaf, and such leaf-like stems are called as phylloclades. So Euphorbiaceae also possess phylloclade stem. So stem is branched, cylindrical, and in some species stem is angular or flat. In case of Ricinus communis, the stem itself is hollow, and some possesses spines. In case of Euphorbia species, stem is fleshy green and cactus-like in appearance that bears spines. Now we have the description of other vegetative part, that is leaf. Here in this slide, as you see, majorly the arrangement of leaf in Euphorbiaceae family is alternate, like this pattern. One leaf is here, one leaf is here, then this and this. This one is alternate arrangement. In some cases, like in Euphorbia heta, we have opposite arrangement of leaf, like this. So this one is opposite arrangement. Sometimes in the pedalanthus, the leaves are arranged alternately in lower region of the plant, whereas opposite in the floral region. or upper part of the plant simply. So simply, majorly, Euphorbiaceae family possesses alternate arrangement of leaf. Usually the leaves of Euphorbiaceae family are simple like this. Simple, we have a lamina, then we have a pedicel. But in some species like Ricinus communis or Ricinus minor, the leaves are in incised form like this. This one is incised form. In many Euphorbia, the leaves are scaly or caducous. It's mean that a small undeveloped or without petiole colorless leaves are present, and those leaves we call as scale or scaly leaves. In or they tending to fall early. So such type of pattern of leaf that fall early in their earlier stages, we called it as caducous. So in many cases the leaves are reduced to a very pointed and that we called as spines, and in some cases it converts itself into a modified short sized structure that produce from the node that we called as cladodes. Here I draw the cladodes for your understanding. Suppose here we have the stem, this one we have the stem, this is the stem, and we have this, and from this these are the nodes, and from these nodes so these modified structure that originate from nodes act like a leaf, or they perform the function of leaf. So such type of leaf we call that as cladodes. So Euphorbiaceae family also possess cladodes. Here in some cases the base of leaf possess hair like or branch like structures or small leaf like structure that we called as stipule. So at the base of this stipule are present. So Euphorbiaceae family also possess stipule, and those leaves that possess stipule we call it as stipulate. And in many Euphorbia species they are represented by specific types of glands or spines. Now we'll discuss the floral character of inflorescence. This family possesses both racemose and cymose type of inflorescence, but in some species it also possesses complex or special type of inflorescence. So racemose referred as the main axis does not end in a flower, and it grows continue, therefore new flowers are born continuously. In racemose fluorescence, the main axis develop lateral flowers and continue to grow indefinitely up to last flower, and the flowers are developed in acropetal succession. That means the oldest flower are born towards the base of fluorescence, but younger flower are born towards the apex. So the oldest flower are arranged towards the periphery and youngest flower are arranged towards the center. And in cymose fluorescence, the main axis ends in a flower, and similarly the lateral axis also ends in a flower, and growth of main axis is definite or limited. So the older flowers are present at the apex and the youngest flower are present at the base. So the terminal flower open earlier than the lateral one. So, and this arrangement we know known as centrifugal arrangement. And this process repeated several times. And so the formation of flower or flowers are born in basipetal succession. In this case, the terminal flower is the oldest and the lateral flower are younger. And the other form is the complex inflorescence or special inflorescence. In this inflorescence, the daughter axes are suppressed. So the flowers are crowded together in several groups, and it is very difficult to determine the type of inflorescence in them. And here in this Euphorbiaceae family, the inflorescence Cythium is the example of special or complex inflorescence. In this case, inflorescence look like a single flower, but in reality it is an inflorescence. So many axes are reduced in it, and there is a complete suppression of sepals and petals occur in the flower. So the main axis end in a central reduced female flower, and it is surrounded by a cup-shaped protected covering that we call as involucre. So 5 cymose cluster of male flowers surround the female flower. In Cythium or in special inflorescence, the female flower ripens first and then male ripens. So this order of development is like cymose cluster. Female flower consists of gynoecium only, and male flower are represented by a stalked stamen that are found arranged around the central stalked female flower. So in case of Cythium, bracts actually arranged itself into a perianth due to the suppression of sepal and petal, and these bracts are united and they form a cup-like structure around the Cythium. So now we discuss the floral character of Euphorbiaceae family. Here we discuss the flower. So majorly the flower are always unisexual. So it means both male flower and female flower are not present on the same branch, or we can say that a flower that possesses either male part or female part, in other words stamens or carpels, but not both. So a plant may be called unisexual, and these characteristics we also called as dioecious. And if both the part male and female flower are present on the same plant, then we called such plant is called as monoecious, or such flower we call it as monoecious. So both the male and female reproductive organs born in the same flower. In Euphorbia species, actually the male flower represented by a single stalked stamens that surround the centered female flower. In this family, flowers are incomplete. It means either calyx or corolla or both are absent. Uh, the other thing is that it possesses actinomorphic features. In this feature, the flower can be cut into two equal halves by more than one plane, and the ovary in position with respect to position is hypogynous. That means the thalamus is convex. Due to this, the gynoecium develop on the top of thalamus, but stamens, sepals and petals are borne on the side of gynoecium. So the gynoecium is superior, but all other parts are inferior. Simply, we can say that the calyx, corolla and androecium arise from below the ovary. Due to this, ovary becomes superior. So such type of position of food, we call it as such flower are as a hypogynous flower. Here we have the flower of Euphorbiaceae family is also so regular in nature. It means that the member of each whorl, either it is sepal or either it is petal, all the members are of same shape and size. Such type of possessing feature we call it as a regular flower. Now here we have the floral characters of this family. As we already studied this, that the calyx and corolla are both are absent in Euphorbiaceae family, or any one of them is present in Euphorbiaceae family. So in Euphorbia hirta, both whorls of calyx and corolla are absent, and in Ricinus communis the calyx is present and the corolla is absent. So it's mean we have incomplete flower. So as you know, when there is no differentiation between sepal and petal, then we called as such type of structure as perianth. So in Euphorbiaceae, perianth are present. So in Acylifa indica, the perianth is represented by 4-minute sepaloid petal. It means the corolla or the petals have same appearance or look like sepal, then we call such type of petals as sepaloids. Similarly, in Phalanthus, only sepaloid perianth is present, and in Euphorbia, the perianth is absent or represented by a tiny scaly structures. So in this case, the perianth is consists of only 4 to 5 petals, or the calyx and the corolla consist of 4 or 5 sepals or petals. So on the behalf of the arrangement of sepal or petal in perianth, the estivation or the arrangement of sepal petal with one another, that we call as estivation. So it possesses two type of estivation. One is volvate, another one is imbricate. In volvate, the sepal and petal merely touch each another at their edges, while in imbricate, the margin of sepals and petals overlap each other. Now here we have the male reproductive part of the flower, that is androecium. Different members of Euphorbiaceae family shows the different appearance of androecium. As in Euphorbia, only a single stalk stamen represent a single male flower, while in the case of Ricinus, usually 5 stamens are present and each stamen is profusely branched. But in the case of Jatropha, they are arranged in 2 whorls, each of 5 stamens, or 2 groups, and each group possesses 5 stamens. These stamens, as you know, consist of 2 parts. One is anther, the other one is filament. So filament may be fused or they may be free in Euphorbiaceae family. In addition to this, the anther of Euphorbiaceae family is usually dioecious. It means the anther possesses 2 cells. So here we have the 4th whorl of flower that we called as gynoecium. This is the female reproductive part of the flower. So in case of Euphorbiaceae, the gynoecium composed of carpels. So 3 carpels means the gynoecium of Euphorbiaceae family composed of 3 carpels. So we call it as tricarpellary. In addition to this, all these 3 carpels when unite together, then we use the term syncarpus. So it means the tricarpellary 3 carpels unite together to form syncarpus. After this, each carpel has 3 parts. One is ovary, other is style, and the last one is stigma. So ovary is the basal swollen portion of the carpel, and it encloses 1 or more chambers or loculi. So in case of Euphorbiaceae family, it contains 3 loculi in ovary. In Euphorbiaceae, the ovary is superior in their position, while the other part, sepal, petal, and androecium, is inferior, and they produce below from the ovary. So in such case, we call the ovary is superior. So basically in Euphorbiaceae family, we have a hypogynous flower in which ovary is superior. In Euphorbiaceae, each locule that is present within carpel contains ovule, and these ovule are in hanging downward position that we call as pendulums. The position of ovule in Euphorbiaceae is anatropous. So the position of ovule in ovary of Euphorbiaceae family is totally anatropous. It means the ovule is inverted in which the micropyle lies in straight line with the funicle, so that the ovule turned back at 180 degree on its stalk, as you see in the diagram in this slide. Next we have the placentation. The position of placenta is axial. It means the ovules that are attached to the inner wall of the ovary by special tissue that we call as placenta. So ovule is attached to the placenta by a short stalk that we call as a funicle. So the arrangement of placenta with the ovary is known as placentation. So in Euphorbiaceae family we have the axial placentation. It means the ovary is many chambered and the placenta developed from the central axis formed by the union of margin of carpels. So ovules are born at or near the center of the ovary in separate chamber, as you see in the diagram of this slide. So Euphorbiaceae family possesses different types of fruit. Some of the member of this family possesses a fruit that are schizocarpic in nature. It means these are dry and many-seeded fruit which break into a number of one-seeded parts on ripening. So if these seeded parts are dehiscent, they are called mericarp, and if they are dehiscent, if these one seeded parts are indehiscent, they are called mericarp, and if they are dehiscent, they will be called as cocci. So some of its family possesses a specific type of fruit that is called ragma. In this fruit develop from multilocular ovary with each locule having single seed, and ripened fruit break up into a number of one-seeded dehiscent parts that we call as cocci. And the other fruit form that exhibit by Euphorbiaceae family is drupe. So basically this is the succulent fruit in which the mesocarp or the middle part forms the edible portion of the fruit, and endocarp form a hard shell or stone. So here we have different morphological and descriptive features of Euphorbiaceae family. Here we have two examples. One is Euphorbia species, most common, and the one is Ricinus communis. So these are, here we see the different morphological features. Here we have the stems, leaf, fruit, then we have the inflorescence, that is special inflorescence, that is cythia, and here we have the male flower, then we have the female flower, and this female flower is followed by a stalked male flower. So this is here. Similarly, in case of Ricinus communis or castor plant, here we have a male flower, then we have a female flower here, and here we have stamens, then we have the fruit that is specifically a schizocarpic in nature, then we have the inside leaf, this is one, the female flower, this was the inside leaf also, and this here we have a simple leaf. Here we have the seed that is endospermic in nature. So this one is the floral formula. This is the polar diagram of male flower, and this one is the polar diagram of female flower. Here we have the perianth. This one is perianth, and in the center we have yes, androeciums. These ones are the androeciums, and around these are androeciums, and in the center we have GYNOECIUM. Oh, sorry, here these are the female reproductive part, that is gynoecium. There is no androecium in this flower. So here we have the perianth. This indicates the perianth. Similarly, here we have a perianth. Then there are multiple or 5 stalked stamens that surround this female flower. So this one is the female flower, this one is the male flower. Here I also add the floral formula of both male and female flower. First of all, I have show you a floral formula of male flower. This one. Then we have the perianth. Number of perianth is 5. Then we have androecium. Number is 5. And then we have gynoecium. That is superior in nature. This is the formula of male flower. Then we have the floral formula of female flower. Here we have so here we have the floral formula of female flower. This is the morphology. Here this indicates the female. Then we have the perianth, and the number of perianth is 5. Then we have androecium, because in female flower there is no androecium, and in the end we have gynoecium that have 3 chambers or tricarpally. So here we have 2 other examples. One is Valanthus reticulata and the other one is Euphorbia pulcherrima. So same, these are the floral formulas. These are the floral diagram. This one and this one. And so floral formula is same as I described in previous slide. So now here for the convenience of students, I add a very brief summary of all this lecture related to family Euphorbiaceae. So this tutorial help you to memorize or recalling this family very easily. And I must say this tutorial enable each and every student to memorize the families or memorize this specific family of Euphorbiaceae on their fingertips. So here I add this tutorial.
General characters of family Euphorbiaceae: plant Jatropha carcass, habit shrub, branched taproot system. Stem is woody, aerial, erect, cylindrical, branched and solid. Leaf is stipulated, petiolate, alternate arrangement, simple, entire, and reticulate venation is present. Panicle cyme inflorescence is present. Flower is bracteate, bracteolate, pedicellate, unisexual, and monoecious. Male flower is incomplete, actinomorphic, unisexual, cyclic, and pentamerous. The calyx are 5 sepals, polysepalous, and velvet estivation is observed. The corolla have 5 petals, polypetalous and twisted estivation. Gynoecium is tricarpellary, syncarpous, superior ovary and axial placentation. Fruit is regma, splitting into 3.
So here we have the view of different plants of Euphorbiaceae family. As you seen in this slide, here we have a Euphorbia pulcherrima, then you have a Euphorbia triculae, then we have a Euphorbia species, then we have a Ricinus communis, the most important plant. It is also called a castor plant. Then we have the Phyllanthus amaris, and in the end we have a Euphorbia hirta. So these are the different members of Euphorbiaceae family. So now we discuss about the economic importance of this family. So first of all, most of the members of this family, like Manihot esculenta, used as a food because this species gives a starchy food from its tuberous root. Similarly, some plants give wood oil, artist oil, and other drying oils, and these oils are used in paints. So these oils are extracted from the seeds of several species of this family. The next one, that most of the members of this family, like castor plant or Ricinus communis, it produces a oil that is called as castor oil. So this oil is used for purgative purposes, and similarly some of its members produce oil that is used as a lubricant. uh, some members of this family, like Manilal, it produces a milky juice, and this milky juice is actually called as mercurialis, that has a deadly poison. So some are very dangerous for stomach, and some can cause blindness of eyes. So these are also used to kill some insects. This family also have some medicinal importance, like the fruit of Phyllanthus amblica has many medicinal uses, and we use this fruit in our daily life for different uh, cure of treatment, especially related to stomach. Several species of Hevia gives common rubber in their latex in this family. Some of the plants of this family have attractive colors, so they are commonly used as ornament plants. For example, we have Euphorbia splendens. In addition to this, a member of this family that is called as Chrozophora, that give dyes that is used in paint industry. So here we have the references that we use to prepare our presentation or lecture. Here we use the biologicaldiscussion.com, and then we have the botanyhawaii.edu. So these are the references that I use for in the preparation of this lecture. After that, I hope you get a very good or intellectual information in this lecture related to your scheme of study. Stay safe and healthy.